Now let us learn how do we round off to nearest hundreds. So let us take this example, 6,789. So this is units, tens, hundreds and thousands. Now, since we are saying that we are rounding off to nearest hundreds, so hundreds would be here, 7 is at the hundreds place. So in terms of the nearest hundreds, where does this number lie? So on the number line, if you plot something like 6700, that is 6,700 and 6,800. Because you could have told that 6,789 lies between 6,000 and 7,000. But you could have told that when we were rounding it off to nearest thousands. But right now we are rounding it off to nearest hundreds. So we will have to consider the hundreds place. So we will have to see, based on the hundreds place, what are those two numbers between which this number lies. So hundreds place, so it will be 6,700 and 6,800. Now we have to decide to which number it is more closer. Now exactly between 6,700 and 6,800 would be 6,750. That lies exactly between those two numbers. Now you might ask that how do I find this midpoint? Now one option of finding the midpoint is you add these two numbers and divide by 2. So that's how you can find midpoint. The other option is you find out the difference between this number and this number to find out how far this number is. Similarly, you find out the difference of this number and this number to find out how far this number is. So basically, end of the day, you will have to find out where approximately where 6,789 would lie. So now here you can see the 6,789 would lie somewhere here. So basically this number is more close to 6,800 than to 6,700. Therefore we can round it off to 6. Therefore we can 6,800. Now, let us assume that if I ask you to round off the same number, 6,789, to the nearest thousands. Now, in that case, you could have actually told that this number lies between 6,000 and 7,000. Right? And in between, the midpoint of these two would be 6,500 and 6,789 would lie somewhere here. So this would be more closer to 7,000. So in that case, we could have actually rounded this number off to 7,000. So you see, when we round it off to the nearest hundreds, it is 6,800. When we round it off to the nearest thousands, it is 7,000. So basically, if we round it off to the nearest hundreds, we get a more accurate value. I mean, 6,800 is more close to 6,789 than 7,000 is close to. Right? So basically, that depends that to which place are we rounding off a particular number.
Now let's look at the rules to round off a number to nearest hundred. Okay, and the same rules are here. That is, first of all, you have to observe the tens digit. That means the number at tens digit. And then, if the tens digit is less than 5, replace the tens and ones digit by 0. It means tens digit and the digit after tens. Replace all them with 0. And rest of the digits, that means the digit at hundreds place or maybe the digit at thousands place, keep the rest of the digits same. But if the tens digit is 5 or more than 5, then the same thing, replace the tens and ones digit by 0, but you have to increase the hundreds digit by 1. Let's understand this by an example. So here I am having a number 567. 7 is at ones place, 6 is at tens place, and 5 is at hundreds place. So if I ask you to round off this number to nearest 100, that means you have to observe the tens digit, right? So at the tens place, we are having 6. And while observing, we saw that 6 is greater than 5. So that means we have to apply this rule number 2, that is make the ones digit and tens digit 0, so 0 is written here, and increase the hundreds digit by 1, so 5 plus 1 gets 6. That means this 600 is the round of number to 567. That means 567 is close to 600, right? Let's take another example. 923. So 3 is at ones place, 2 is at tens place, and 9 is at hundreds place. Again, the same thing. Observe the digit at tens place, that's 2. 2 is less than 5. Then we have to replace them by 0. Only we have to replace tens and ones digit by 0 when the tens digit is less than 5. So 2 and 3 becomes 0, and 9 will remain as it is. So 923 is close to 900. That means 900 is the round of number to 923. And the same rule will go to round off to nearest 1000. There at thousands place, sorry, at rounding off to nearest 1000, we have to observe the hundreds digit. And if hundreds digit is less than 5, replace the hundreds, tens, and ones digit, all the digits by 0, and keep the other digits same. That means the higher digits than 100. That means hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, keep them as same, but replace the below place values. That means hundreds, tens, and ones by 0. But if in case hundreds digit is 5 or more than 5, then you have to replace the hundreds, tens, and ones digit by 0. But you have to also increase the thousands digit by 1. Let's take an example. Here we are having a number 5670. So round off to there is 1000. It means we have to observe hundreds digit. That means we have to observe 6, right? 6 is greater than 5. Then 670 will be replaced by 0. So 3 zeros. And 5 is increased by 1. That means 6. It becomes 6000. So basically 6000 is close to, sorry, 5670 is close to 6000, right? Another example, 9235. Here the hundreds digit is 2 and it's less than 5, right? So it means we have to replace tens, ones, and hundreds digits by 0. Sorry, I forgot to write here hundreds. So you have to replace all these 3 digits by 0, and 9 will remain as it is because hundreds digit is less than 5. And same rules will be applicable to all round of numbers, whether it is round of number to nearest 10,000, round of number to nearest lakh. You have to apply the same rules.